Hey folks, so today I wanted to create a special video for you guys on how to improve your trading. Remember, this is my experience. Do not copy me and do not gamble any money you cannot afford to lose. So, in a couple of other videos, I've spoken about trade journaling and how important it is for you guys to make sure that you write down as much information as you can about every trade that you take, about your status of your mind, what went right, what went wrong in the trade. And some of us have software. I use TradeView. I'm not profusing it. It's up to you, whatever software you want to use, whatever paper you want to use to record your trades. That's great as long as you do it. There is just one thing though. Either exporting your trades out to trade journaling software or writing them down isn't good enough. You need to review the statistics. You need to take a look at what those statistics mean for you personally and for each of your trades. You want to check the ratios, not just your win and your loss percentages, but other types of ratios. And we'll talk more about later in the video. And you also want to look and identify patterns, because there are patterns in there in the reports. And I found that just looking at the software reports, the calendar, the percentages, the graphs, oh, it's all nice. But it really didn't sink on me until I started taking the information selectively out of that report and putting it down on pen and paper or in a spreadsheet and trying to make sense out of it. And that's when you can really help yourself to identify where are the areas of concern and the one areas that you need to improve on. Most folks take a look at, say, oh, I need to get to 100% winning ratio. If I just do 90 above 80%, 90%, I'll be okay. Well, I'll show you a chart later on that where it doesn't necessarily work that way. So if you're starting out and we talked about indicators before. If you've got the indicators worked out, you've got your screen set up the way you do, the next thing to do is to do your journaling and to make sure that you got every trade accounted for. And whether you do that on pen and paper, it's up to you. But do it in the trade simulator. Your mileage may vary. This is my own experience. Now, in some of the videos, I've also shared my monthly report from TraderView, specifically during the month of August, because this is the first month that I'm actually might be in the positive green note for the year 2025. I started trading last September after 3 months training in the simulator, and I had a great September. I made over $435 last September 2024. And then the market started to dry up, and I started to make mistakes, and I lost money. October and December of last year, I lost 600 total altogether. And the beginning of this year in 2025, I really started really bad, losing about over $1,600 in the first 4 months. And you'll see the report coming up. So it's important that you guys pay attention to everything. And it isn't just about looking at the calendar and seeing, I want green here, I want more green there, and that's red. Obviously, that is the goal, but it doesn't really work that way. Now, a word from our sponsor. No, just kidding. So if you like the videos we're putting out, tradepicks, like and channel, please like and subscribe. Leave your questions, comments below, or if you have specific needs that you would like to get addressed. And based on my experience, I'd be more than happy to share them with you. It does help the channel out when folks subscribe. It's entirely free. It doesn't cost you anything to hit like or to subscribe. If you want to get notified whenever a new video drops, then just hit the little bell. So here we go. So I put this spreadsheet together based on some of the reports off of TraderView, and I wanted to share some things with you. On the left-hand side, we've got the months through August, and on the right-hand side, we got the monthly result of where I made money in August, the current month, which is, will be over in a few days. I'm actually up $130.46. So what happens? Is the winning percentage really what you need to focus on? If you look at March, it was my highest winning percentage and my lowest losing percentage, yet I still lost $317. So don't focus on those percentages because they're not going to get you there. They're important, but they're not going to get you there fully. So the next thing that I wanted to look at was average daily win or loss. This is the average dollar amount. And if you notice there from January through August, that amount started to come down. So it's important to work on how to get that done. Now, do you just trade more, trade less? If you look at on the right three columns, you see my largest gains for each month and my largest loss and the results of the monthly result. It doesn't really matter whether you make more or whether you have a large green trade. It's not going to help you. You're going to lose just as much. So where is the key? Well, what I think I found a key in is in the ratio of dollar amount versus losing amount. And what do I mean by that? So here we've got three columns, the average win trade and the average losing trade. So if you look at January, I was making $27.60 per trade, but losing $56, almost twice as much. So my ratio is 49%. So that means that for every dollar I lost, I was only making 49 cents. And that it was really bad. So my percentages didn't matter because my percentages for winning and losing trades were all over the place and they were decent. But in August, they're at some of the lowest levels and I'm making money. And in August, I'm actually making 85 cents for every dollar I lose. So what's the key here? The key was that I needed to start looking at every trade I took and to be more selective. Instead of taking a haphazard approach, trying to make money. And I think that's the key. When we get onto the stock market, we assume that, hey, we're going to need to make money and that's the whole purpose. And we should just jump in and hit whatever is out there, whatever stock price is moving in order to try to make that almighty dollar. Doesn't work that way. What happens is what happened to me in the first 4 months. Was losing money left and right. Now, the market wasn't the greatest, but August is arguably, some people have said via statistics, one of the worst months for trading. Yet I'm doing a lot better in August than I was in January, March, or even April, where I lost $419, or February when I lost $499, and where my winning percentages was actually better. And the reason is because I'm being more selective. It isn't just that I've matured as a trader over the last 12 months, and it is that I am being more patient, more disciplined, and I'm not letting FOMO get the best of me. So if you're like me, this is my experience that I'm sharing with you. And if you are experiencing, large drawdowns and can't seem to make heads or tails of it, stop for a moment and go back to your statistics and go back and take a look and see where you might have a way to improve by looking at these statistics. By looking at these statistics, I knew what I had to do. And it is very hard, very difficult, and I still fall into FOMO to this day, but that's the way it works. Now, mind you, when I started, at least at the beginning of the year, I wasn't trading with 2K. last year I started with 1K, and then that wasn't enough. I mean, if you want to make 10, 15 cents a month, I guess it's enough, but it wasn't enough. I had to up it to 1,500. And this year, January, I was trading with about $1,800. And you noticed with all those losses, I had to keep adding more money in order to stay up with my losses. And that is not a good thing to do. I read today about some guy who borrowed money to do day trading, and he had great first start and then lost it all. Don't borrow money if you're going to trade. If you don't have money, just use the $50 to go in, get onto the simulator, use these reports, take a look at your indicators, get your software set up, get your mind disciplined and set up before you start trading with actual real money that you cannot afford to lose. And then you can vary the amounts from there. And at first, it'll be more difficult. If you start out with 500, it is going to be a lot more difficult than you start out with 2,000. That's obvious. But I just thought I'd share this with you guys. I thought this is important. It's something that really alerted me as to where I needed to go and to stop focusing on trying to have a 100% winning trade ratio every day, and instead focus on trying to make the winners a lot better and making the losers a lot less and increasing that ratio. And that really has helped me. As you can see there, in the last 4 months, I dropped in May down to 126 loss, 169 in June, which a little bit got away from me. But last July was only $88, and this month I'm at 130 with 3 days to go. And I'm hoping for a repeat of last September next month, and hopefully things will be great. So I hope this helped someone out there. If not, I've shared my experience, and for all you to have out in the internet world. Good night.